through it because he's literally trained for 2 or 3 days for over probably 8 weeks, 9 weeks. So just shows you what it means really to him. And I thought he was fantastic. I thought between him and Leacher they were so solid at the back and give us the foundation to build on.
So, Michael, how long have you been thinking about this? I know you've been working like for 3 days with the team, but when you've seen Manchester United play, have you had in your mind thought, well, if I was manager of that team, I'd do this with it? How long have you been thinking about what you might do?
Not consciously, really. I think it's obviously something that clicks into gear when you think maybe on my toes to do something about it. But it's there's obviously, listen, I've watched a lot. I've came here, we've got season tickets, and my family comes, so I've came to a lot of games over recent times, and you get to know the players in your own eye. Everyone has an opinion and your instincts, and then there was a little bit of what was going to take for today, and we had 3 days to prepare. So the balance of how much information, what the lads could take on, being fair to them to not overdo it, but actually City's probably ask you as much questions as anyone could possibly ask, so you've got to have the answers to that. So it was a real balance, and the coaches, I have to say, for the last 3 or 4 days have been showed how good they are in terms of how much they give the players, ways of doing it, being quite creative, and then the boys taking it on board. So
sorry, I was just going to say, because the fans bought, whatever it was, the fans bought into it in a way we've not really seen.
Yeah, and I hope so. I hope so, and I think the players certainly fed off it. The players left the changing room unbelievably desperate to do well. Almost, I was thinking, don't be too desperate where you end up. It can cloud your judgment and you make decisions because you're emotionally so invested in it. But I thought they got the balance so right, and the supporters were incredible. And I said yesterday, this can be a magical place, and it does some funny things. And today to get that feeling is exactly what we want. Hopefully it's just a start, something we need to build on. So we're not getting carried away massively, but you've got to enjoy the feeling, certainly when you get it.
Michael, that was a performance full of attacking intent and intensity that maybe we've not always seen over the last few years. Did you sense the players wanted that? Do you sense they've reacted to that this week, that they wanted to be let off the leash to really have a go at teams?
Yeah, I don't know about so much left. I just think the boys they've shown me that they're really willing to listen and learn, and are really, as I said, almost desperate. They want it so much, and the willingness to take the information on and change things a little bit, and be that they're willing to adapt. We obviously put a game plan and a strategy together that tried to achieve certain things, and everyone played their part in the end.
Hi Michael, great win of course. You also had 3 goals chalked off and hit the woodwork twice. First of all, is it fair to say that it could have been more? And secondly, Pep Guardiola was in here a short while ago saying that the yellow challenge on Doku should have been a straight red. What's your view of that?
Yeah, I'm not giving you that answer, but I haven't seen it, to be honest. So genuinely haven't seen it. I thought at the time Diogo actually got a foot on the ball. That's from my ankle. I thought he had kicked it out, so I didn't even for 1 second think it was a bad challenge. I got told it was that there was a lack of force. That's why. So I've not seen it. I don't know, to be honest with you. I don't know. These type of games have swings and momentums and decisions, and like you say, we could have scored more for the slight offsides, however close they were. I've not looked at them back, but we felt dangerous in the game all the time, even right from the start with Harry's header, and I thought we had that, which we wanted to have that intent. We knew, they're so good at having possession, and they ask questions of you, and certain times you can't chase the ball and do that for the whole game. So we wanted to have a real attack and intent, and I thought the front four, backed up by what was behind them, I thought were pretty special today, I have to say.
That's a question for James.
Michael, amidst a lot of quality you showed, there was obviously a huge fight and aggression from every player there, and obviously fans have not often seen that regularly delivered. How are you going to go about channeling that level of fight and aggression shown today over the remaining 16 games and make sure it's not a one-off?
that's the challenge ultimately, you know, and I think that it needs to be a version of normal, you know. Certainly we're not going to have games with the emotion and the feeling and of everything that today brought. I think we all understand that, but there's definitely a level of levels of standards and expectation that we need to live up to from ourselves as much as anyone on the outside. So I'm totally aware of that. Consistency is the key to any success, and if you can find that, then you're on to a winner. So that's our challenge, you know. We've got to find a way of doing that. Big one next week, obviously, you know, another tough one, but on the back of today, we've got a good foundation to build on.
Thanks everyone.
All right, cheers guys, thanks a lot.
Hold up, what?
Cheers.